Hello Space Engineers, Wellington6012 here, and welcome to episode number 17, the final episode in this tutorial series. How's everybody going today? Hope you are good. So you find me here inside the lunar base, inside the nice, comfy, cozy, warm habitation. And yeah, I've done quite a bit off camera. Pretty much finished the jump ship, but I just come back into it at this point because really to make a bit of a step and launch it. Yeah, so let's get into it and push some buttons, smash some keys. So certainly the goal for today is to get to Mars, which I think is very achievable. I haven't got heaps to go through today. There are some loose ends that I want to cover off. Certainly more than would have crammed into the last episode, so I think it was definitely the right call to have this as the final episode. Let's go outside and visor. And we'll check out the jump ship, and then we'll get into some other things. So we'll just head out here, and this is it here. So yeah, antenna on the back, a little bit of detailing I've added, and yeah, I think this whole front section is new since last episode. Yeah, as I say, pretty much all finished now, and yeah, it's come up really well actually. So again, why I just sort of turned the camera on here was I think now is really the time to actually launch it. So when I say launch it, at the moment it's still part of the lunar base. It's still one grid. But if I break this off, now it's a separate grid. So now if we go into here, we can see it's got a different name. We will call it Jump Ship. And there we go. So that is the ship, and it's a ship rather than a base, because that's still a base. Yeah, so actually just before I go inside, one thing I want to do is put on a that stony look, put it on a camera. That's the thing, get some stuff. Cool, there we go. So that's good. So I want to launch it, I want to grind down this and drop it down one, so that will be a thing. Yep, so we'll head inside, and I have done sort of programming and stuff as well, so we can do that. One of the things I want to go through today, loose ends, is put in a relay so we can operate this remotely, because I think that'll be quite useful. We'll do that shortly. These blocks, event controls and timer, are to do with the doors, the airlocks. I'll show you them in a second. This, yeah, you've seen all that before. And we'll go upstairs, and we'll go into this airlock. And so there are no sensors on these, but they do, so I just need to, open them manually. But they do shut automatically a second after they open. And they also, the other door is locked until the first one's closed, and vice versa. So we can't accidentally vent the space. Which, yeah, this space is actually pressurized, so that worked out really well. It can be troublesome sometimes to pressurize spaces. You get leaks, and I think I've said it before, there is a mod that's quite useful for finding your leaks. I didn't need it in here. I pretty much got it first pop, which was a bit of a miracle actually. This is the oxygen tank down here, and which is not airtight. So yeah, it's got blocks on top of it to make it airtight. And yeah, these conveyors are kind of my Achilles heel actually when it comes to making things airtight. I've had numerous occasions where sort of it goes off around a corner because it's airtight on three sides, but not this side obviously. But yeah, you go off around a corner and you get some funny angles, and you get little gaps that you don't realise are there, and quite often it's buried like here behind something you can't even see. But yeah, it was absolutely fine this time. So that's cool. This space, kitchen, table, sort of communal area. There's a sort of lab and whatnot. Here is the cabin's captain, my cabin. So yeah, that works out quite a little bit of storage. And then through here, I did want to talk about this block. I haven't really covered these off, and I'm not going to. I'll just briefly go through it. These are programmable blocks. So this one here is a sort of decorative variant that comes as part of the DLC. The original vanilla one that everyone will have available is this one here. There's also small grid versions. That's the original, that's the downloadable content one. And you use these blocks for scripts. So as I say, I'm not really going to go through scripts because they're not vanilla, but they can be quite useful. So there's a couple that, at least a couple that I use quite religiously in most of my playthroughs. But yeah, so first of all, scripts are only available on the PC version of Space Engineers. So unfortunately not available on consoles. So just on that, you know, this tutorial I've created on PC, I play on PC. A lot of the stuff, majority of the stuff is relevant for console, but just bear in mind there are some key differences as well. Yeah, and I would refer you back to some of the comments in the last episodes, because yeah, there are some comments, some of them I've pinned, just that talks about that a bit more as well. So yeah, so that's that. But yeah, so this is a programmable block. First of all, in order to get to be able to use scripts, you need to change some of the settings. So first of all, in the game settings, so these are your main settings, you need to have experimental mode activated. And yeah, that's just in the main game settings. And then in your game save settings, so the one you access through the load game, you need to have scripts enabled as well. So that's a little selection thing. And yeah, then you'll have them available to you, and you can just download them from the workshop page. So I can't do that because I don't actually have it enabled in this game save. Normally below this content we would have another button that says edit and sort of recompile and that sort of thing. So that's it. I mean, there's plenty of resources to sort of show you more about those, but that's the block that you would use, the programmable block. Right, so yeah, let's go here. This is the bridge that I've set up. So I've used these new blocks. These just came in the most recent update. I say most recent update. At the time of recording, there's probably going to be another one released. So yeah, it came as part of the automation update. So that's the bridge pieces there that you can make. And yeah, it's worked out quite well. I'm very happy with it actually. It works out very well in this sort of setup. And yeah, so let's actually jump in here and we'll reposition this. We'll turn it 90 degrees and kind of land it on the pad, because yeah, that's the sort of way I want it, which yeah, I'll tell you why in a sec. So first of all, just need to load up some more blocks on the toolbar. And that is, I did swap out that connector, so we need to swap you. Switch lock, and that new camera, which is not that one, it's that one. So you, and I'll also just put on this, yeah, those are the hydrogen thrusters. Okay, so yeah, the hydrogen thrusters, we've got the two new ones at the front, which are just there. That's there. And then we've got the two at the back. So I'll just go into here and we'll take the tanks off stockpile and we'll turn the thrusters on here. So that's the hydrogen thrusters. Then we'll turn on the ions. And then we'll launch. Oh no, hang on. Batteries off recharge. Whew. Okay, now we should be right. So launch. Oh yeah, that's got so much left with those hydrogens. Let's just turn off the hydrogens and see what happens. Yep, no, we've still got lift. Okay, so that's cool. We won't worry about the hydrogens at the moment. I don't know if there'd be enough lift there to go land on a planet, but certainly on the moon. Yeah, it just gives you that bit more, a little bit more lift, especially if you're heavy with stuff. Let's just lock you for a sec, and then we can go outside. So down here we've got little crew quarters, so just a couple of bunks, and there's the bathroom for them, and that's the airlock out to the dock for the orbiter. And we'll go at this airlock, and again just shuts a minute after I go through it, and then this one unlocks when that one shuts. Yeah, so I just wanted to rotate this around 90 degrees because we've got this airlock on the side, which I want to make a little bit of a catwalk sort of access on the side here. I think that'll work out better. Initially this landing pad I did have out pretty much kind of where it is at the moment, but I turned it around 90 degrees, so A lot of things I move 2 or 3 times, such as the way that I do things. Yeah, let's move this. Like so, and then we'll have a go at landing. It's not right. We'll have a go at docking it. Right, just getting the camera might be a little bit easier, which it is. Yeah, it flies pretty well, this actually. Oh, there we go. We're down. And lock. Recharge. Jump out of there. There we go. So yeah, that's worked out real well. And yeah, okay, cool. Let's head out and we'll just go through some other things. So I will continue off camera very shortly. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put in some antenna sort of stuff in here. So we'll probably move that beacon, and I want to build a antenna just because the base needs an antenna, I feel like. But also want to build a laser antenna so we can actually talk from Mars back to here. So we'll touch on that. So with the antennas, what I'll do is we'll load up some parts now, I think. And we'll go to production, go to the blocks, and antenna. Okay, so we want 1, 2 of the laser antennas and 1 dish antenna. So that should be fine. Yep. So the laser antennas, we need 100 superconductors, which is a lot of superconductors actually. And we need gold for that, which production 133 gold. So pretty sure we got that. We have over 1,000, so we've got 10 times that. Yeah, so this has been processing. I did, again off camera, adjust the drill here just to get more ice, because yeah, we've pretty much done our dash down in here. There's still more gold over there, but you saw we had heaps of it. I feel like we do need some more silver, but that might be surplus to requirements at the moment. I think there's a little bit of, yeah, there's a little bit of ice in there still. We have been chewing through the ice just because of the power situation. I'll just turn you on. Yeah, but that's where we're at with that space. The other thing, again, just another loose end I wanted to tidy up, was in here we've got our metal grids, which is made of cobalt. One of the key components is cobalt. And yeah, the cobalt, we've got a lot of it now, but certainly it took a lot of processing to get that. It's very slow to process. It's agonizingly slow to process. The metal grids, as I talked about earlier in the series, are a bit of a bottleneck in the natural progression of the game, because you need the metal grids to make large refineries, the advanced assembler, and the likes of these medical rooms, but particularly your thrusters, both atmospheric and hydrogen. So that's a little bit of a bottleneck, but you don't actually need a lot of it. You only just need to get access to it, almost, to actually be able to build those things. Where you do need to use a lot of it is heavy armor. So I haven't talked about heavy armor. If we go into the toolbar menu, we've got in our armor blocks, we've got light armor and we've also got heavy armor. And you can see the difference. This is 25 steel plate versus 50 metal grids and 150 steel plate. So yeah, a lot more resource to build them. I've got the 2 different ones here. And yeah, this is also a lot heavier, the heavy armor, just not in its ability to avoid being blown up, but just the physical mass of it. So if you're using this on ships, then you're going to need to have more thrust to compensate for that. So light armor. I've set up these guns here so you can just see the sort of difference that you get with how long it takes to how much defense it provides. So we'll press them, get them both going at the same time. And you can see on that side already gone, and this side here still going. I mean, what was that? 10 times, lasted 10 times longer maybe? That might be a bit excessive, but certainly 6 or 7 times longer. I don't know the exact, but yeah, so that's the difference. A lot heavier, a lot more resource hungry, but yeah, if you've got some critical parts to your ship or your base, then yeah, maybe you might want to use that. So I just made that in creative mode. I'll delete it momentarily. So I think that's where we're up to at the moment. I just wanted to come in at this stage and move that and do that and show that and all that sort of carry on. So I'll switch the camera off, I think, and I'll just continue to build out a sort of pad here and put in a antenna. Yeah, antenna array, and then we can look at potentially docking the orbiter up in here. I think there might even be enough room, so we'll get that relay happening. We'll need to find a spot for that. Yeah, okay, stand by, be back momentarily. Alright, welcome back. So the array is almost done. We'll come back to that momentarily. Put some walkways in, catwalks, so that all works out quite well. And even though I've just put this one into the door, I'm not going to use it because I actually want to go into here. So yeah, before we head off, we'll dock the orbiter in here, and we'll just use an action relay to set up this piston that we can remotely drop it, instead of having to do the whole get out of the ship, press a button and get back in the ship. So yeah, I'll put it around here. I've already put one on the orbiter. We'll go and have a look at that in a second. And it's already in the toolbar. There we go. So we'll put one of those in. Now, for the action relays, you need one to send the signal and one to receive the signal. Now, the sending one, so the one that's on the orbiter, I only need one to send to multiple relays to do multiple different things. So you can see we've got on here channels. We've got 100 channels. So we could have 100 action relays, each of those relays doing something different. So for instance, this one here, I'm going to make channel 15. And when we send a signal to channel 15, then it will trigger these actions. So whatever I want that to be, and all I want that to be in this case is just to reverse the piston. So when I use the action relay that's in the ship and send a signal to channel 15, it will reverse the piston. If I wanted to say, hypothetically, if this had a turret and I wanted to turn the turrets off, I would need to have another relay, action relay, and have that set to a different channel, and then that would turn off the turrets. But the sending one, I can change the channel, so I only need one to send, but I need an individual one to receive. Bearing in mind there was a whole heap of things, heap of gaps on there, so we could do multiple things. We just can only do it once though. Okay, so that's that. I might just turn on this jump drive while we're here, just because it does need time to recharge. Yeah, 7 minutes, so that's cool. We will do that. Actually, no, I was going to turn on the reactors, but they'll be fine. Okay, so that's set up now. Let's go over to the orbiter, and we will launch that. So there's the little action relay there. That's that block. And let's jump in here, and we'll need to batteries off recharge, tanks off stockpile, engines on, unlock, and we're away. So we're going to have to turn on the antenna because the action relays need an antenna to work. So we've got this one on the orbiter, we've got the one on top of the jump ship, and there's actually one on the base as well, so that's fine. Okay, I assume this is going to fit. There's enough of it here. Yeah. We just squeeze in. Yes, plenty of room. Let's jump into the, whoops, I was going to say, let's jump into this view so we can sort of see. Okay, so if we go into here, if I go into the menu and we find the action relay, so we can either do it in the menu, we can set it channel 15, okay, and then we can send a signal, and you can see that drops, reverses. We can also set it up on a toolbar. Let's just find like an empty one. So Action relay. So we've got some options here. We can just do send signal, which, because it's already set, then that will just send channel 15 because that's the one we've set. What we could also do is set the channel, which, yeah, you wouldn't necessarily have that in the toolbar, but certainly this one here is really useful, especially if you're sending it to multiple different things. So multiple action relays. So channel 15, that's the channel that we want set, and then send, and we'll name it. We'll say piston dock. No, we won't say piston dock, we'll just say piston. Okay, so that's piston. And now when we press the number 1 slot, it will change it to channel 15 and it will do the piston. Where that comes in useful is we could use the same one and say we had set channel, and we had another relay that was set to channel 65 and that did the turrets, hypothetically. So then if we wanted to turn the turrets off, we would press the number 2. And if we wanted to lower the piston, press number 1. So you can see how we only need one action relay to send the message, but we do need multiple relays to receive it, if we were wanted to do multiple different things. But that works for this, so let's go in and dock this very carefully because it was a little bit tight for room in here. I think we're right. We'll go to this. And line up. And we're there. Okay. So I'm just going to lock this and also turn the thrusters off in fairly quick succession. Lock and thrusters off. Because sometimes a thruster on the end of a piston can jiggle around quite a bit. Let's turn off the action relay, the antenna, and I'll put the batteries on recharge and the tanks back on stockpile. I can go back into here and I can press, well, let's just change the view, shall we? Yeah, that's better. So I can press this again to raise the piston. I didn't need the antenna turned on because I'm connected, so that's fine. And ooh, get a little bit high. That's okay. Actually, no, we might just lower that piston a little bit, shall we? Let's just do that. Let's make it minimum 2.2 and another half meter onto it. Reverse. Reverse. Yeah, that's better height. I'm liking that. That works well. Awesome. Awesome, awesome, awesome. So that's got our orbiter docked. Fantastic. Okay, so the next thing before we launch and have a play with the jump drives is to put in a couple of laser antennas. So I've already made the stuff. Actually, I'll just double check that I've made the stuff. I think I was running out of... Yeah, I'm running out of construction components. Whoops, not those. We'll make some more construction components. Cool. Okay, so let's grab parts for a laser antenna. Well, actually, hang on. Where are we going to put it? We'll put one here. So that's, I think, where I want to put it. There we go. Now with the laser antennas, just something to be aware of is you do need line of sight, so you just need to be careful where you do place them. So I think that's going to be fine on the back, unless it was pointing to something directly in front of it and underneath it, because it can't go through the ship. That's probably as good a spot as any. This one here is going to be absolutely fine, because this is, but you'll note I did raise it up a little bit, just so it gets above the buildings and whatnot. That said, we're going to be pointing at Mars, which we have a direct line of sight, so that's absolutely fine. I did not consider that actually before I put the base here. I didn't even really click that Mars was up there, but anyway. So that's fine. Let's add a couple of these to the build. Yep, okay, so these are going to take a little bit of building. Stand by. Cool, that's that. Right. So that's in place. Don't worry, that pivots, so that'll be fine. Right. So our different antennas. We've got, first of all, the beacon. Does not use a lot of power at all. Can go up to 200 kilometers and just displays on the HUD where it is a coordinate, a marker, I should say. Then we've got the antenna, which is up to a maximum of 50 kilometers, uses a little bit of power, and also displays a marker on the HUD as to where it is. Then we have the laser antenna, which is line of sight, point to point, pretty much an infinite amount, uses lots and lots and lots of power. So the power consumption is based on the distance that it transmits. Does not display a marker, so public, secret squirrel. So that's can be useful in certain situations. So we need to do a little bit of programming with this. We need to sort of link them up. So let's go into the control panel, and there's the laser antenna there. So this is going to be lunar base. And what we want to do is we've got the range there that we can put it out to infinite, but it's only going to do, it will only go to whatever range it's actually connecting to. So I'm going to copy the coordinates. So it has a set of coordinates where it is. We could do that through the GPS system, or we could just copy it off the antenna itself. Then we'll go into here, and this is the jump ship. Okay, again, I'm going to put that range up, and I'm going to paste the coordinates. So you might want to put a copy of your coordinates on a data pad or something and take it with you, and see this is actually connected. Okay, so it's rotated, that's good. And yeah, so now we can see that this has rotated and is connected to this. So these two are connected, but you can't actually see the connection as in the marker, so it's hidden from nastiness. Let's just have a look at the power consumption. So the beacon, which is going 200 kilometers, 20 kilowatts. And then we've got the antenna. So the dish one is 200 kilowatts, 50 kilometers. Okay, so 25% of the range, same power. And then the laser antenna, that's not going very far at all, is only going from here to there, which is 55 meters. And yeah, it's just using a few watts. But that does jump up quite a bit the further away we go. Yeah. Well, I'm sure we'll figure that out when we get further away. As long as they stay line of sight, they will stay connected automatically, so I could potentially fly the ship around. I think we're going to lose it as soon as I take off, because this can't twist around and look through the ship. It needs to, this is pretty much its maximum. As soon as I take off, I'm probably going to lose it. But that's fine. Once we get up there, we will be line of sight. It'll be absolutely fine. Okay, so we've got that set. That's good. I think that we are ready to take off. Yeah, so no, we've got everything. We've docked the orbiter. I'm not going to take any stuff with me. But yeah, we've got the laser antenna set, so we can talk back to this if we need to. Let's just head in. And yeah, we'll get going. So jump in the seat. And what I want to do, I want to, yeah, just recharge off. We'll need the stockpile off. Stockpile is off. Okay. Now we'll turn on the hydrogen thrusters as well. Ready to go. Disconnect, and up we go. Not very far up to space, so what I'll do is I'll just turn the dampers off and we can kind of coast once we get up to speed. We'll just spin around so we're kind of pointing towards Mars. Geez, up there. Okay, so the jump drive is the next thing that we need to set up. Space. We're up in space, just like that. Okay, so we'll turn those off. We'll turn the hydrogen thrusters off. We'll be fine. Okay, let's just jump into here. We're going to the GPS, and I'm going to load up platinum marker because I think that's out that way. And let's just have a quick look at the laser antenna. Unable to establish because it's trying, but it can't do it. Yeah, because it just can't. It can't point down because there's a big ship in the way. Okay, so let's now go into the jump drive, and we'll load up the GPS coordinate. So we can either do a blind jump, which is just pointing the way that we're pointing, or we can load up a GPS. So we'll do the GPS first. So there's the GPS. We can also do beacons as an option as well. So we'll select that, and now we will go out of here. We'll just find an empty sort of slot because we need to load the jump drive onto the toolbar, and we'll load that and we press jump because there's no jump button in the control panel. This is the only way that you can activate the jump, so that's fine. So we are going to jump 30 kilometers to the platinum and iron asteroid. So please confirm, yes, we can achieve 100% of our planned jump, and off we go. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, jump. And we're there. So it gets you within about sort of a kilometre or so. Yep, there it is. So that's real good. Let's just have another look at the jump drive, and it's still fully charged, so that was within the minimum jump distance. Yeah, when we start to get into bigger jumps, then it'll use more than what's charged, which we will definitely get now. So let's now do a blind jump to Mars. So I'm going to point at Mars, and yeah, we can go into here, and we'll have to remove the GPS coordinates. So now we have blind jump. We can adjust and guess how far we're going to go. I know that Mars is about 2,000 k's away. So what we'll do is we'll go in here and we'll put in the toolbar decrease and increase. Because if I press jump now, cannot jump using into a gravity field. Because if we jumped 2,000 k's from now, we would end up in Mars itself. So what I'm going to do is just slowly dial back and just keep trying. See when we can jump. There we go. So 1,880 kilometers, and yes, I want to jump. So that should get us just on the outside of the atmosphere. That is the plan. 3, 2, 1, jump. There we go. We're at Mars. Ha! Let's just have a look at that antenna, shall we? We'll see what that's doing, see whether that can tap back to the base. And I've spelled that wrong. Connected to the antenna lunar base. Look how much power it's using though. 9.24 megawatts. That is a lot of power. Let's just try see what the batteries. Sorry, just press some buttons. Fully depleted in 25 minutes, bearing in mind that the jump drive will also be charging. So yeah, 6 minutes to charge. Yeah, so that's about right. So even though it's not a massive ship, you can see the value in having 6 big batteries, and also the 2 reactors, which I might actually just turn on because that would probably help. So now that I've done that, we are depleted in 1 hour, so that's cool. I'll be able to keep up. But yeah, so we should be able to 2,000 kilometers away go into the. No, have we lost our? We lost our connection, have we? Connected. No, it should be working. No, tried some stuff. It's not working. I don't know why it's not working. It's got enough power. There's enough power back at the lunar base. The lunar base can see the ship, but it can't connect to it. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. There is that permanent connection if the antennas were moving quite a bit, but no, that's not the case here. Okay, never mind. We'll turn that off. We don't need to talk back to that anyway. So we'll just turn you off. And yeah, so let's head down to the surface. It's the only thing left to do. Where I actually want to head down to is not on the side, so we'll have to do a little bit of jumping. I think we'll jump out the other side of the planet, and then we can jump back in. So I'm just going to dial this right back to probably 100 k's. That should do the trick. There we go. Okay, so just jump over that way, and then I can jump back. Like so. And still can't see where I'm headed. Alright, had to do a little bit of jumping and a little bit of flying, but we're here now, where I wanted to be, above Olympus Mons. So let's go and jump into the orbiter, and we'll head down to the surface, and that will be us for the series. The last thing to achieve is one small step for me, one giant leap for me kind. Okay, oh, we need to press that other one to drop us down. Go. Thrusters on. And we're off. We're off. Down we go. See what we can find. And that will be us for the series. Okay, and here we are inside the crater of Olympus Mons. And, ooh, what's that down there? Something down there in the distance. Go and check it out. Ooh, coming in a bit quick. Never mind, it's under control. And there we go. Some strange alien thing. We're down. Lock that. One small step for me. Yeah, mysterious. Ooh. That's us. We finally made it. Onto Mars. Hey. Right, back in a sec. Alright, so that is indeed the end of the series. 17 episodes. I think I've covered off everything that I wanted to cover off. And yeah, I know I missed a lot of stuff as well, and skipped through a lot of stuff, and also didn't get everything quite right. But on the whole, I think it's been good. And yeah, it was actually it was quite hard work to put this together, but I have enjoyed it, and even I've learned a thing or two. It was targeted at new players, but I know that sometimes it's good to sort of revisit some of these things. Given the number of people that have been watching, I know that the audience has been larger than new players. So for those of you existing players, thank you for hanging around and supporting me and sitting through my ramblings. Of which I'm doing one now. So that's where I'm going to call it. The only thing is, this ship and all the ships, I'm not going to publish them individually, but I will put a end game save, which has got everything complete. Probably won't be this end one. We might do it roll back to when I'm back on the moon. But yeah, I will publish this. I'll put a link down to that in the comments below, so you can jump in and have a look at this world, have a look at the ships that are built, and yeah, if you want to have a muck around with them, do anything you want with them, go for it. But that's where I'm going to call it. So thank you everybody for joining me today and the series. I hope you did enjoy today's episode and the series, and can join me again next time when we'll get up to some more Space Engineers shenanigans. And until next time, as always, stay safe out there, everybody, and have a good one.